and today is my 78th birthday. My family and friends have gathered to celebrate this day. Whenever we get together, everyone loves to hear stories of my travels around the Mediterranean. Seeing all of them has given me a chance to reflect on my long journey. During my life, I've been a writer, magistrate, ambassador, a priest of Apollo at the Oracle of Delphi, a philosopher, and a teacher. Even though I was born a Greek, I came to appreciate different cultures and eventually became a Roman citizen. My Roman name is Lucius Mestris Plutarchus, and I was given the title of Consul of Archaea by Roman Emperor Hadrian. All of these experiences have helped me shape my view of the world. These have been exciting times watching the Roman Empire grow. My travels have given me a chance to compare various cultures and to study different types of political systems. Come closer if you want to hear more of my story.
My travels around the Mediterranean started when I finished my schoolwork at the academy in Athens. At first I traveled around Greece to other city-states such as Sparta, Corinth, Patri, and Sardis. Each of them were slightly different from Athens. However, next to Athens, Sparta was the most famous and unique. Geographically, Athens and Sparta were 215 kilometers from each other, but their cultures were quite different. In some ways, their form of government was both different and similar. On the other hand, both cities had an elected assembly that helped write the laws and run the city. However, Sparta was ruled by two kings, while Athens elected an archon, who was their leader for a year, and therefore they were given the credit for inventing democracy. The Spartans' primary focus was to be the best warriors possible. They focused all of their time training for war while their slaves did all the work to allow their society to function. Athens had a lot more choices, which included getting an education, pursuing arts or sciences, going into business, or becoming a soldier. From a regional standpoint, Sparta kept itself while Athens wanted to grow its empire around the Mediterranean. Eventually, this led to the Peloponnesian War, which was eventually won by Sparta. Nevertheless, many of these ideas that originated in Athens spread to many other countries. Another great civilization that I learned about was Egypt. I visited the city of Alexandria, which was both a mixture of Greek and Egyptian culture. It was named after Alexander the Great, who conquered the country almost 400 years before I was born. Cleopatra was the last pharaoh of Egypt who ruled the country 75 years before I arrived in the city. She was part of the Greek dynasty of Ptolemaic kings that ruled the country since Alexander. She spoke both Egyptian and Greek and was supposed to be a reincarnation of the Egyptian goddess Isis. She was so beautiful that Mark Antony, Julius Caesar's best friend, fell in love with her. Eventually, Antony and Cleopatra lost the Battle of Actium to Octavian, and Egypt became a province of the Roman Empire. Octavian later changed his name to Augustus Caesar and went on to rule Rome for many years. Alexandria was known for its famous lighthouse, which became one of the wonders of the world. Likewise, Alexandria's massive library was where I studied a lot of different subjects. Like Athens, Alexandria was a major trading city where people from all over Africa, Europe, and the Middle East came to do business. As a result, they were very open to new ideas, technology, cultures, and religions. Eventually, my duties as an ambassador took me to Rome. After the Battle of Corinth in 146 BC, the Roman Empire took over the Greek peninsula. This was 200 years before I was born. Since then, Greece and all of its city-states became provinces of Rome. Even prior to that, there were a lot of ideas that were exchanged between the two cultures. The Greeks gave Rome its Olympic gods, its architecture, and its democratic ideas. In return, Rome gave Greece Pax Romana, which was almost 200 years of peace and prosperity across Europe and the Mediterranean. For many years, democracy in Athens was messy and we had problems in getting things done. This was also true for the Roman Republic, where trying to please the voters was sometimes not efficient in achieving major projects. However, once the Roman emperors took over, starting with Augustus, there were a lot of major projects such as roads, aqueducts, temples, and other public works that made the Roman Empire a better place to live. I was fortunate to have met two Roman emperors, Trajan and his adopted son Hadrian. They were both considered to be good emperors because of what they did for the people. In both cases, they were able to work well with the Senate to accomplish great deeds. Since Emperor Hadrian was fascinated with the Oracle of Delphi, and since I was a priest there, he invited me to the palace to tell him more about the oracle. This fame allowed me an opportunity to lecture on the topic of philosophy to other Romans. Eventually, I became a Roman citizen and was granted the title of Consul of Achaia. In the end, I went on to write stories of great men of Greece and Rome and showcase their character and morals. This included Alexander the Great, many Roman emperors, Spartan kings, and Athenian politicians to help preserve our culture and history for future readers like you.